What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? It's Alex. You watching the Ragin Nation show, Transformers 4 edition. This is just a web series. We're talking about all things matter before production of the 4th installment of the live-action Transformers film franchise, directed by Michael Bay. This is update number 112, and just like I said before from the previous episode, what we got to talk about from now till the release of Transformers Age of Extinction is merchandising and marketing. And what we're going to start off in today's episode is marketing. And what we just saw is the first two TV spots for Transformers Age of Extinction. Now, if you missed them, they were shown during the 2014 Kids' Choice Awards from Nickelodeon. Mark Wahlberg was the host of the show, and there was another one shown during the season finale of The Walking Dead. And what we got treated to was not a whole lot of anything new, okay? It's just a mismatch of footage that we've already seen, so you're not missing a whole lot, but it was edited to 30 seconds, okay? Now, a lot of people are saying like, oh my god, this is just old footage, what a waste of time, and there's nothing new. And well, for me, I still think it's a pretty good TV spot, mainly because the original teaser trailer was 2.5 minutes long, but they managed to edit it to 30 seconds and make it appear quite action-packed. So I thought that was a pretty good editing job with, from the editing team. So that was pretty cool. Now with the Walking Dead footage, it was more or less of the same thing, except they changed one thing. They upgraded the animation for one very specific scene, or rather a specific shot, and that is when Optimus Prime gets blasted by Lockdown's a gun cannon, and then when it explodes, you also see Galvatron, and the CGI has been tweaked significantly. Now, originally in the Super Bowl TV spot, there was nothing there. Nothing. We just see some car parts, and it was only until we saw the teaser trailer where we saw it was Galvatron down there, and it looked like he was either having a like a fusion cannon arm, or his arm got sliced off. It was either one or the other. But now in the new TV spot number 2, or rather the Walking Dead TV spot, he's got an arm, and not only does he has an arm with, fingers, arms with hand and fingers, but all of the CG on his arm has been completely tweaked. So, I don't know why was there a decision to even make that like whole revision of that sequence, because first it was showing like just a fusion cannon, but now they put in a whole arm. That means they decided that his arm wasn't sliced off, or rather he didn't have a fusion cannon in that scene. Instead, it's his whole arm, it's intact, and not only did they tweak Galvatron's CG work, but they also tweaked Optimus Prime's CG work. He looks even better. So it looks like, they got the CG down, but they're constantly tweaking it to get it, looking absolutely photorealistic for the release of the film. So that's good to know. It's good to know that, we're going to get a better, more improved version from what we originally saw from the Super Bowl TV spot. So, that's a good thing, all right? So definitely good on the movie. Next piece of marketing that we got to talk about is something that's going on in the international market, and that is there's an online bank in Singapore with the name of UOB. I don't know what it stands for, but it's UOB, and it is an online bank in Singapore, and they have their own merchandising, or rather some kind of marketing tie-in with Transformers Age of Extinction, and they put out this promo photo rather, of some really beautiful renderings of Bumblebee and Optimus. Now let's take a look at this right now, and what we see here is Silver Knight Optimus Prime. I'm calling him that mainly because I've seen the name Silver Knight Optimus Prime before, and it looks like, according to this photo, this is Silver Knight Optimus Prime because he's got a lot of silver on him. And he's holding the sword like a knight holds a sword. He's got a lot of armor on him, and he looks fantastic. He looks great. All right, I'm liking Optimus Prime more and more. I wasn't really feeling awesome about the redesign at first, but the more I see him, the more he looks better. But what's really curious to me is Bumblebee. Now, Bumblebee is sporting his new 2014 Camaro look, okay, his robot mode look, but check out his head. It's very rounded off. It's a very rounded off look. I think it's mainly because he doesn't have those, you know, the original Bumblebee had these kind of like things, like almost like horns sticking out from the top. Now it looks like they've rounded that off, or or it doesn't have it at all completely. And then when his face mask comes down, then you know it's supposed to represent like a flat looking face. It's not very like busy with things sticking out everywhere. But I find that his head is very, very round, and I think it would have looked a little better if he had those horns that he originally have. Now, what's very, very curious about Bumblebee's new design is these little spiral thingies. These thingies by, I mean, right by his shoulder, and one by his his lower back. Now, what are those supposed to be? I mean, I can imagine those are the the wheels. You know, the wheel. You know, the mags, right, for the wheels. And that would be funny if they just you know, the wheels, the tires, the rubber tires themselves just disappeared, and then they left the mags, you know, on its own like that. Or maybe that's some sort of weapon, some kind of hand-to-hand weapon. I mean, apparently there's going to be lots of hand-to-hand fighting in Transformers Age of Extinction, so maybe this is his hand-to-hand weapon. Or he throws them like ninja stars. Anyways, I don't know what's up with that, but I thought it was really curious to point those out, because they look very, very, you know, they look like they just seem a bit out of place, like they do separate from his body. So, very, very interesting. Now, next bit of marketing I wanted to share with you guys is this. This is a banner with from one of the Asian merchandising tie-ins, because it says June 26th. That's one of the release dates for one of the Asian countries for Transformers Age of Extinction. And you see Bumblebee with his face mask down. Now, this is a whole new CG render of Bumblebee. What I mean by that is that we've never seen him in this pose before. So that's what he looks like with his battle mask on. Once again, if you look behind him on his back, you see that spiraling thing. I mean, that kind of like a throwing star shield thingy. Who knows if it's a throwing weapon, but there it is. And they did the same thing for Optimus Prime. And there he is. Now, he doesn't look that much different from any of the other shots that we've seen him in, but it's still very interesting to see Optimus Prime. Now, check this out. If you look at this photo right here, if you look at the, like, right below his chest, there's a lot of silver going on there. Not a lot of red, not a lot of blue, and there's just a lot of silver parts. And it looks like the blue and the red is very minimalized when he's in his robot mode. Just like his name suggests, Silver Knight Optimus Prime. So there you have it. That's what Optimus Prime looks like in these new banners for the Asian release of the film. Now let's talk about... Oh yeah, by the way, I want to thank Eric Michael Faby for sending me those photos. And now I want to thank Hound Meta for sending me these photos of the packaged toys from the main line. And actually, not just the main line, but a whole bunch of the characters. First, let's take a look at the Voyager Class, Galvatron, and this is what he looks like. Very, very light gray. Doesn't really look good. I never liked Galvatron's toy to begin with. I mean, for the Transformers Age of Extinction line, he's a Voyager Class, and let's take a closer look at his artwork. Here we go. That's what he looks like. Now that's looking all right, but the toy itself doesn't look great. Now I'm not a big fan of the Voyager Class Galvatron, so I'm definitely not gonna get that at all. Now let's take a look at Hound. Now I originally mentioned that Hound looks great. I really like all his firepower, all his accessories. You can see right here all the accessories he gets. So very, very cool. But he's looking very green, like very, very green. I originally liked the olive drab look that he had when he was shown at New York Toy Fair or Comic-Con, or yeah, New York Toy Fair. But this green is really, really, really green. So, man, you know what? I still am gonna get him. Or maybe I should just take a look at the toy first. But anyways, I'm just not liking the fact that he looked even more green than he did before. So, oh well. Who knows what's going on with that? But let's take a look at some one-step changers. We got the packaging for a one-step changer of the Dinobot Slash toy, and a one-step changer is just like, and then he's a robot, He's back to a Dinobot. So, but what I really was interested mostly in was his packaging, because we kind of want to see, we kind of get an idea of what he's going to look like in the movie. All right, so that's what he looks like. The toy itself is green and aqua blue, but as you can see in the packaging or the artwork, he's got a lot of silver on him. Now, speaking of which, speaking of one-step changers, here is your one-step changer photo for Stinger. Check that out. Stinger we haven't seen a mainline toy yet. We're only seeing his one-step changer toy, so which is kind of unfortunate. It looks like they might not have been able to get the license to produce a vehicle accurate toy in the mainline for Stinger. So that's kind of disappointing, but who knows, maybe later on in the future we're going to get him. Now, once again, take a look at the artwork. You see in the background, that definitely looks like some variation of the new Bumblebee head. It's either Bumblebee's got Stinger's head or Stinger's got Bumblebee's head. I don't know, but they're looking really, really similar. And that shot from the trailer, we're just standing together, kind of suggests that something is going on there with regards to why they look so similar. Now, let's take a look at Strafe. Strafe's deluxe class packaging looks pretty cool. I'm quite satisfied with the way he looks. I don't think he looks like not good in any way. I think he looks decent. I'm also liking the artwork in the back. So very, very cool. Moving on, let's take a look at who else do we have here. Oh, check out the leader class Optimus Prime. Now, I said that I was going to get the leader class Optimus Prime, but I'm not quite liking the light gray on him. That's just something that I felt that could have been done a little better. Maybe a dark gray, but the gray is very, very light. Once again, I'm going to wait till I see the actual toy before I make a final decision. But there you go. There's Optimus Prime in his packaging. Let's take a look at Scorn. Now, I think Scorn looks great. First of all, I love the artwork. He looks really vicious, but I also like his deluxe class toy. Even though he's red and orange, he still looks cool, not only in Dinobot mode, but also robot mode. I'm really not minding his look at all, so not too bad at all. So right now I'm liking Strafe and I'm liking Scorn. Moving on, let's take a look at deluxe class Autobot Drift. And we've already seen the artwork for what he looks like, and now here's the toy. He looks alright, okay? I'm gonna have to say that I like Crosshairs more. Drift looks alright. I guess I'm gonna have to wait till I see the movie, because if I do like the actual character itself in the movie, then it persuades me in wanting to get the toy, okay? And let's see who else we got here in the packaging. Let's take a look. Finally, let's take a look at leader class Grimlock. Now, he's got the chrome on him. A lot of chrome, but this looks not too bad, okay? For the leader class Grimlock, this looks not bad. Like I said, the chrome I'm not too crazy about. Why they decide to make a chrome, like super chrome version of Grimlock compared to what he looked like in New York Toy Fair, I don't know why, but still, I do want a leader class or a Grimlock. Most likely it won't be the Voyager class. I just saw what the Voyager class looks like. Not too great. But the leader class is definitely a step up. But the chrome, you know what? You can't please everybody, okay? it's just not perfect. But once again, I'll take a look at the toy when it's in my hand, and I'll make a decision. Now, speaking of the leader class Grimlock, or rather the Voyager class Grimlock. Speaking of Voyager class Grimlock, TFW2005.com member Cherkis, or CH Eric S rather, has posted photos of Grimlock in hand. He has Grimlock, Voyager class Grimlock in hand, and check it out here. It is the Voyager class Grimlock is. The way I feel about the Voyager class Grimlock in these in-hand photos is still exactly the same way I feel about him, even when he was just shown in the promotional version, photos of him. And that is, I think, he's quite underwhelming. And the most underwhelming part I feel about him is his light gray legs and his black upper legs. Okay, it just looks cheap to me. It just looks like, man, this is some kind of toy that. It looks like a knockoff almost. It's just, I don't see the quality is there. Alright, so it looks like it has good articulation, but I don't know. It just doesn't look like anything to me. I think because of a lack of detail on the toy itself, it really prevents me from really liking this Voyager class robot mode. And the dinosaur mode just feels like really a big mess. But who knows how I'll feel when I see the leader class Grimlock with the in-hand photos. So who knows? I think it's also kind of silly that they make his weapon, his hand weapon, as his tail, like an extension of his tail. So, oh well, there you have it. Moving on, let's talk about another toy that CH Eric S also has in hand, and that is the Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. Now check out the original, the promo photo of, or rather the box art of the Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. It shows that he has gray arms, okay? Like gray upper arms, like the bicep area. But when you look at these photos, he's got blue arms. Sure, you can paint it yourself and repaint it yourself and to make it look like better, right? But man, like not everybody, you know, has, or rather not everybody wants to tamper with their toys, all right? And paint them however they want. They would rather just open up their toy and boom, you know, it looks good. Well, here are some images of Evasion Class or Evasion Mode Optimus Prime in the G1 colors, gray, blue, red, and once again, I don't like these blue upper arm area. It just looks out of place. Why couldn't they just make it that the same color as his, you know, his hip area? That would have made more sense, okay? So, but you know what? It does look, his vehicle mode does look good. It looks very clean for the actual truck itself. For the back part with the blue, sure it's kind of like clunky, but at least it's all blue, so it's very consistent in that sense. But the vehicle mode does look good. Now, does this make me want to get this toy? No, it doesn't. I'm gonna pass on this Voyager class. Optimus Prime, Evasion Mode Optimus Prime, just because if there's going to be a flat nose truck Optimus Prime, that's a really good version of itself, that would be the Masterpiece Optimus Prime, which I already have. I'm going to stick with that. Alright, so there you have it. That's the in-hand photos of Optimus Prime, Voyager Class, Evasion Mode, and also Grimlock. Thanks to CH Eric S for posting those from TFW2005.com. And it appears that Canadian Walmarts are actually getting shipments of their Voyager classes from Transformers Age of Extinction early. So I haven't visited my Walmart in the last 3 days or 4 days or 5 days, but I haven't seen anything yet. Maybe I'll just stop on by just to take a look because I'm curious. But looks like they've been showing up in Canada already. So very interesting. But most likely, at the end of all this, I am gonna make my visit to Toys R Us on May 17th to check out all the toys when they're officially released. Alright? And the last thing I gotta share with you is some marketing. I forgot to mention this in the marketing portion of my video, and that is the Transformers Instagram, or rather Transformers or Michael Bay has released some Instagram photos of Transformers Age of Extinction. Here you have Mark Wahlberg holding his Sword of Judgment, and he's got a rope attached to it so that he can sling it over his shoulder. So very cool. It looks like this is a shot from the Detroit set, which is supposed to represent Hong Kong. The next shot is Cade and his daughter Tessa just getting out of Bumblebee and running somewhere. So that's, you know, shots like this are always very interesting because you're always trying to put together a story. You're trying to puzzle everything together. I don't know what's going on, but looks like Bumblebee is giving them a ride and they got to get out of the car, run somewhere else. It looks pretty intense. And there you have it. That's all I got to say in this video. All right. And that's it. That's all I got to talk about in this video. The last thing I got to mention to you guys is that if you do want a Takara Premium Edition, or rather First Edition Optimus Prime from Transformers Age of Extinction at 40% off, make sure you go to my friends over at www.ages3andup.com and use the coupon code AOE Prime. I'm not even sure if it still works, but if you do, get your hands on a Takara Premium Edition Transformers Age of Extinction Optimus Prime, mainly because that code may or may not work. But they're offering that code while supply lasts, or until that coupon code expires, whichever comes first. I heard they only have like 3 or 4 left. Okay, so get it on a discount price. Flat rate shipping. I think a flat rate shipping is $7.99, so $8 anywhere in the US. Okay, so there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this video. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Check out my photos on Instagram at The Ragin Nation, and also you can chat with me directly on Twitter at Ragin Nation. And if you want to, get yourself a Ragin Nation t-shirt, $26.99 plus $10 shipping within North America. Email me at raginnation@gmail.com for more information. I accept PayPal only. My name is Alex Yu, and I'll see you next time. Peace. But you know what? Who wants to show up to a movie theater wearing a mask for like 2.5 hours? So anyways, these ones look just as ridiculous, but you know what? I think